Good morning to you and welcome to your Friday. A major employer in Butte may be up for sale. Coming up, learn why the company that owns REC Silicon wants to sell its Butte plant.
Game wardens and law enforcement had to deal with 3 moose who made an unexpected visit to the Walmart this morning.
A lot of top stories for you out of the mining city in Butte. A man was stabbed after an altercation with another man. This all happened yesterday at a bus stop near the Walmart store. The incident happened off of Harrison Avenue at about 10:30 in the morning after an argument which started on the bus and escalated to a man stabbing another man in the side 3 times. The victim was treated with non-life-threatening wounds. Police have taken a person of interest into custody on a 48-hour hold as that investigation continues. Now, in the meantime, a police officer responding to the stabbing was involved in a 2-vehicle traffic crash on Harrison Avenue. No serious injuries were reported, thankfully. And a large employer near Butte is thinking about selling its facility. REC Silicon's board of directors is looking into the option of selling its large plant located south of Butte. The company claims this is because of the trade war with China. The plant employs about 300 people and produces xylene and gas and other specialty gases. Economic officials in Butte say REC is important to Butte's economy, but it's too early to panic about the future of the plant.
From the press release and the information we've gathered, it is much too early to make any decisions. This is certainly not a closure. This doesn't even mean that there's a sale pending. It's just something that they're looking at as an option. And so it really is much too early to make any sort of substantial decisions about what this actually means.
Now, the Butte Local Development Corporation plans to hold a meeting with REC management in the few coming days to find out more about their announcement. And Gallatin County Sheriff deputies are investigating after a Bozeman area animal shelter says a dog was stolen from its facility. Heart of the Valley Animal Shelter staff say that in a Facebook post that Murphy, a 5-year-old mixed breed dog, was close to being adopted by a couple, when then all of a sudden he disappeared. Later, they found that a man and woman were pretending to be interested in adopting Murphy, taking him outside to the dog run area, and that's when they left with the dog. Shelter staff says the couple was driving a black, older Suburban or a Yukon XL. They're asking for the public's help. If you have any information, you should call the shelter immediately. A bizarre story there. Matt joins me now. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you and to everybody at home.
Yes. Our first weekend of October upon us, and it's going to be an interesting one.
It is.
Yeah.
Today we start to see a few showers moving into the area. Some of that may spill into your Saturday as well, but after that our temperatures begin to build. Right now we're looking at temperatures into the 20s and 30s, 35 degrees in Belgrade right now. We've had wind pick up a little bit. That's mixing up the atmosphere. Yesterday morning I talked about the possibility of some snow trying to develop across parts of Gallatin, Madison ranges. We're seeing that at this point, but most of that is going to remain pretty light. Off and on showers as you go later into the day. Most of that is going to come in the form of rain, but we could see some snow trying to mix in, especially as you get into the evening. We're going to break down your complete forecast, of course, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you for that, Matt. Now, new this morning, Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder is not confirming the female victim found east of Laurel Wednesday evening is that of 57-year-old Lori Bray, but the search for the missing Laurel woman has now been called off. So far, no arrests have been made, but investigators have questioned several people. They're obtaining search warrants for cell phones and surveillance cameras. The woman's body was found by an ATV rider in a wooded area near the intersection of Yard Office Road and Ridge Drive. Bray was last seen leaving the Cedar Ridge Casino at 315 South First Avenue at 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday. An autopsy to officially confirm the identity of the body was taken last night, scheduled for Friday morning today. Also new for you this morning in Helena, the last witnesses have been called in the homicide trial of a man charged in connection with a double murder from last year. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian reports on the final testimony came from the victim's son, who's already pled guilty in their deaths.
On Thursday, attorneys for Kyle Ham made their case, defending him against charges of deliberate homicide. Ham is charged in connection with the March 2018 deaths of David and Charlotte Taylor. The defense called just one witness, Caleb Taylor, Ham's close friend and the victim's son, who pleaded guilty last year to killing them. He appeared by video from the Montana State Prison, where he is currently serving 2 consecutive life sentences. Taylor told the court he went to his parents' home with Ham and another man, Journey Winky. He said Ham waited outside while he and Winky went in. He said he went into his parents' bedroom alone.
I don't know if we got in an argument right away or what happened, but I more or less snapped and I took their lives.
Taylor admitted he attacked his parents with a metal bar and a knife, though he said he doesn't remember all the details. Afterwards, he said he took jewelry and other items from the home.
I more or less started barking orders at Journey, telling him to, do this or do that, make it look like a burglary as some kind of half-hearted attempt to cover up what I'd done, but I knew it was futile efforts.
Prosecutors have argued Ham should be found guilty of homicide because he was legally accountable for a robbery at the house, and the murders occurred in the course of that robbery. Ham's defense argued there was no plan to take anything from the home, and the three men never discussed a robbery or a killing.
Did you tell Kyle before you killed your parents that you were going to do that?
No, I did not.
Did you ask or discuss his help in helping you do that?
No.
Prosecutors challenged Taylor's description of the events, including at least one case in which his testimony appeared to contradict video evidence. They questioned whether he was trying to protect his co-defendants, but Taylor maintained he was the only one responsible. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Now, although Taylor was the last witness, the prosecution and defense must agree on jury instructions before the attorneys make their closing arguments. Those arguments are set for Monday morning. After that, the case will then go to the jury. And another new report this morning, MTN has obtained a sneak peek at parts of yet to be released of a study of visitor behavior and opinions in Yellowstone National Park. Park Superintendent Cam Shawley, who will mark the end of his first year on the job in less than 2 weeks, he sat down with MTN for a wide-ranging discussion about the future of the park for this Sunday's Face the State program. Now, some of the data collected in a year-long survey shows that nearly 70% of Yellowstone visitors are in the park for their very first time in their lives. Most of those people who will go to Yellowstone, about 60%, are in a group of at least 2 people. 14% are in a group of at least 3 people. But 70% of people said that there were no children under the age of 18 visiting the park with them. Shawley says that the research will help provide information to make sure that park visits are more enjoyable for everyone.
Infrastructure on our operations. You put 1 million more people in this park in 4 or 5 years. That is a huge impact on things that some people don't think about.
Parking lots fill up, and so to say, hey, don't go to Norris between 10 and 2:30. Try to go before 10 or after 2:30. I mean, basic things that we can help people and help diffuse some of that visitation, some of these busy times of the day or times of the week, is really important.
Now, Shelley also revealed some surprising details about whether visitors to the park think it's too crowded and too busy for them to fully enjoy their visit. You can see the full 30-minute conversation with Cam Shelley this Sunday morning on Face the State. And here's something you don't see every day. A family of moose seen wandering around in a part of Butte yesterday. MTN's John Amy tracked them down and has more on our story.
A moose family, including a bull, cow, and calf, were running loose in Butte near Walmart and a very busy Harrison Avenue. The unexpected visitors drew quite a crowd.
Really different, Didn't plan on waking up to chase some moose around the town.
The animals were first reported about 11:30 in the morning in a field south of Walmart. Witnesses said they were very mobile.
I watched them hop this gate up here. It's a 10-foot gate that they jumped. So,
wow.
They got some hops.
Police and game wardens used vehicles to try to keep the animals from entering Harrison Avenue and push them out of town.
The cow moose can be very aggressive that way, trying to protect its baby. Also with the traffic on Harrison Avenue and traffic, they become a danger to the traffic if a car would hit it.
Now, police were not only dealing with the moose, they were also investigating a criminal matter and a traffic accident in this same area. For some spectators, hey, just a typical Thursday morning in Butte.
Only in Butte, Montana, can you get a car wreck, a stabbing, and a wild moose chase.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Now, John tells us that those game wardens report that they were eventually able to move the moose out of town. Holy and Butte, I love it so much.